Greetings and salutations, all you wonderful 2B Dicers. Welcome back to our episode of Star Wars Edge of the Empire, episode 43, Echoes of Sins Past. I'm your host, Daddy Tarzan, 82855 on all social media platforms. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and all the other good stuff. Welcome. Welcome back. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Busy weekend for me here in Arizona, but we missed you guys, and we're excited to continue this story that we have developing. Joined with me is the wonderful cast of 2B Dice Adventures. Let's go ahead and get a quick cast introduction before we move forward. Starting with you, Dr. Bess Rutam.
Hello, I am Dr. Bess Rutam, as he said.
Also, Simite. I'm goofy and make goofy voices on things sometimes, and you can find me all over the internet as Simite. What are you, Guy?
Hi, everybody. It's me, Victor, the Story Weaver, and today I'm playing Guy Hawkbat, pilot extraordinaire, and character with a wonderful and incredible personality. Very expressive.
Hi, I'm Ren. I go by Mask Ren on the internet, and I'm playing Ego, who is a scoundrel currently nursing a headache from the last session. But, that's neither here nor there.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eric. I am playing Dark Helen, smuggler, and usually the troublemaker, but unfortunately I was not able to make last session, so looks like someone else did the troublemaking for me. So, looking forward to cleaning up that mess.
All right. We left off with the party following Ego's lead into the Ears of the Gundark tavern, you can call it, or dive bar, more like it, where Ego and Dar met with the leader of the head of security for this sector of Nar Shaddaa, Krell Feeman. Krell is looking to hire a crew to deal with this gang of hoodlums, gang of kids of all various species that have been a headache for the crew, or for the denizens of Nar Shaddaa. And Krell wants these kids dealt with. He asks that they utilize non-lethal means to deal with these kids, as they are only children, and they remind him of himself when he was younger. The crew takes on this mission and begins to, as it coincides with their already established mission of rescuing one of the abducted denizens' children, a mother by the name of Tara. I believe it's Tara. Tara Briggs. Her child was abducted by this gang, and the crew makes their way down to Darktown, a city plagued with or not plagued, but dominated by a blackout due to the city above siphoning all of the power in this sector. The crew finds the stronghold of the Kathhound Hood gang, conducting a quick reconnaissance of the facility, realizing its structural integrity is not up to code and would be easily infiltratable. And they successfully do so, with the distraction provided by a guy at the front gate, coaxing out the security detail, albeit young and inexperienced. Dr. Bess Rutam scaled the rickshaw structure and implemented a knockout gas device to the facility, flooding it with a noxious gas that would incapacitate those inside without causing them significant injury. Before the gas could be implemented, their gang leader successfully, or detecting the commotion, attempts to escape as the gas began to disperse into the structure. The crew navigates around and captures the leader, and he informs Core Atlas of the job that he was commissioned for that he doesn't fully understand. He was instructed to deliver these abducted citizens of the Undercity to the edge of Deadtown, a town that Ego knows to be a mausoleum city, a dead city. When the child wouldn't give up any names or anything of significance at the moment, Rawl attempts to pierce into the child's mind, but was unable to tap into it and decided to tap into the dark side of the Force. This sudden burst of frustration and anger motivates his lashing out at this child and attempt to mutilate them. Ego and Dr. Bess interject just seconds before he can connect, stopping the attack. But the intent was successful in extracting the information necessary. The kid, out of fear of Rawl, draws the emblem of what appears to be the sigil of the Pike Syndicate. And that's where we last left off. Where the rest of this encounter goes is to be diced. Our scene returns us to Darktown, where the party currently stands opposite of Rawl, interposing themselves between him and this child who has just finished drawing the emblem of the Pike Syndicate. Once he finishes the drawing, he looks at the rest of you, shaking still with fear. I gave you everything I know. Let me go, please?
I didn't. Put him to sleep.
Okay.
As you remember, I did last time. Anyway.
That's right. Okay. Yeah.
And I turned to Dar, or not Dar, but Rawl. I say,
perhaps it's time you took a short walk. Clear your head.
My mind's clear. The job got done, didn't it? We learned what the next thing it needs to be done is.
Take it from professional. The reviews from customers is very important. By the way, Guy still has his blaster like inches away from Rawl's temple.
Guy, would you do me a favor and watch our small friend here? I'm going to take the mother back and find her child within.
Ooh,
Still
Tara's not with you, and the kid as far as you guys haven't done an investigation, so you're not entirely sure what the interior of the structure has. But that being said,
They started
Let's go.
kicking out walls. I want to make sure that the kid that was taken gets out of there before.
The kid isn't here. The kid
Right.
is
Was he taken to the Pikes
Yeah.
already? Okay.
yeah, he said
That's right.
they were instructed to drop off their captees at the edge of Deadtown.
Like steel trap dishes. I remember everything. Of course.
That being said, you guys can do a quick sweep of the structure if you would like to see if there's anything of importance to recover, or you can
I
move.
think we're going to just do a sweep of the kids and see if they have anything on them that's of particular interest. Maybe notes from their families or anything like that.
Gotcha. Let's go ahead and turn to the table. Go ahead and get our luck roll out of the day, out of the way for the day. Let's go ahead and do that. Where is?
no.
What happened?
What?
Can we
Start, man.
let me refresh here? Oh my!
I think these force dice are weighted in your favor there, DM.
Apparently it's gonna be a dark day today.
Who needs raw when you have the dark side die?
Except
No
when you're in
kidding.
Dark Town, though.
I know this is. We were supposed to get to some pretty heavy shit tonight, anyways. So that works out. Okay. Who's sharing the game table?
Currently, I am.
All right. Isn't it working?
Can I do it?
Need me to
I'll
restart.
do it.
Sure.
Oh, I wasn't sharing the screen. That's why.
There we go.
There it is. All right.
Got it.
Okay. Okay. So we got a pretty strong start. We have 6 dark side tokens. I guess I'll roll for Rawl. Why don't? Let's see how Rawl does today.
What on earth?
My brother.
What on earth?
What? In the goddamn Darth Vader
Oh shit!
Jawa is this?
Yeah.
I hope to God you guys roll a despair tonight, because that's going to be fucking great for me.
What? I don't get it.
I just remembered that he's late for an appointment, so
That's great. Oh yeah, we got Chav too. Let's see if Chav does it any better.
Please. Please.
Oh God!
What? How?
are you
It's all gone wrong. It's all
too-
gone down.
I think this is too much of a coincidence.
Go.
2 dark side points, 1 dark side point, 2 dark side points, 1 dark side point, 2 dark side point, 1 dark point. I think this thing's rigged. I say we refresh the system, restart the campaign.
Norma, are you gonna start re-rolling on your character?
That doesn't make sense. No,
That
doesn't
is,
make
I've never seen that. That is insane. Oh man.
Well, you've
Every-
seen it now.
on earth.
Oh, it's so on brand for what's supposed to happen tonight. All right, here we go. That's great. That's great. Okay.
I can't use this.
You guys, I mean, if it's the current the current narrative, the tension is very palpable in this moment as the group is standing in contest to Rawl at the moment. There's a level there's a level of feralness that, I mean, we're all living up to his name to a T at this moment. And you can sense the frustration, especially with you, Ego, tapping into your force ability. You're able to it's overwhelming, the level of not dark side, but conflict that you're getting, or that's washing off of Rawl and overwhelming your senses. He's unpredictable in this moment. And that flash of amber that you saw in his eyes, you get a sense that he's very much being overwhelmed with the influence of the dark side. And he turns away from the rest of you and begins to head off in the direction towards the edge of the town as you guys do a quick sweep over the kids. I'm going to start looking for this dead town. Do what you will.
Right. Dar,
Aye.
just for a moment. That's our captain? Or are you
Yep.
the captain?
Nope. I'm merely the pilot and the, best looking man of the crew.
Shit.
Yes, that's our captain.
Guy follows with his eyes as Rawl leaves, and then sort of like revolver style just puts his blaster back, that turns to Bess and just goes, "You guys must have a very expensive insurance."
We are very expensively in debt.
I can see why.
Actually, on the contrary, to what you might believe about our good captain, he has done more to give ourselves such a freeing position in the galaxy. He's the one who has brokered the deals which allowed himself, myself, and some of our former companions to run so freely and
Right,
out of
it
the eyes of the Empire.
wasn't my concern whether he was good at wheeling or dealing or not. It was more the concern of, is he a good person? Because it's not looking good.
Good is relative.
Good is relative yet important.
What's your definition of good?
I tend to heal people for no money. I would consider that good.
That's
Or bad
kind.
business. Just bad business.
It's bad business until you realize that those people you help will go out and help others.
I don't know about that one.
Let me put it this way, good doctor. In the end, Raw will do what's right.
Remains to be seen.
Will he? Because I just risked brain damage to stop him from absolutely clubbing a child just now.
Guy just points
Well, the end is a very long way away.
We should follow and make sure he doesn't hurt any other children.
Well, I don't know about you all, but I did get hired for retrieving a particular child, so
Yes, we did. Although your hiring is still a little debatable.
Literally takes out the data pad with a contract that he made the mother sign. With
I don't feel she's actually going to be able to pay, mate. She can't even.
It's pro
Literally,
bono.
you just see him. He's like slowly just moving the pad to your face, like
Yes,
super slow.
Yes, I understand. Yeah.
As far as I can recall, it's a pro bono contract. So
Points at Ego. They get it.
That's good. That's good.
He just-
Contracted before you shows the name Tara Briggs and the intended rescuee Nautzik Brig. Full details on the description, last known location, so on and so forth, and a promise of 50 credits upon rescue. You guys going to keep up with Rawl, or are you guys going to do a quick sweep of the location to try and recover any intel if possible?
most of the kids that weren't taken by the gas scattered. Did
Yes.
they?
The other ones that were outside were incapacitated by Guy, I believe. It was the two guards that were standing outside. The rest were caught off guard by the gas that was implemented by Dr. Bess. The only one that managed to escape was Ren, the gang leader.
Got it.
Which we call.
Those kids had weapons.
Yeah, you do a quick look around. The weapons are rudimentary. Some of them were vibroblades or swords, but their their power packs are inert, so it's just a mundane weapon that doesn't have the high technological cutting power that a vibroblade would normally have. Mainly due to the fact that they're broke down here and don't have the capability of either powering such a device or whatnot. So a lot of these weapons are rudimentary at best, or scavenged.
I have B4 with us, right?
Say again? B4. That's up to you. If you would have brought
He was
them.
with us because he had the gas canister.
That's right. Yeah.
Side of it.
Bess. Well, before. Pick up all of their discarded weapons and place them within your storage. We'll use them for droid parts later.
You got it, boss. That's not the right voice. That wasn't.
That was the one you used before.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
You got it, boss. I'll get those. Get all those parts for you. Is there anything else you would like done? Relocation of the incapacitated individuals, or would you? What else would you like?
If you could relocate them to...
Not a problem, boss. I'll do that. It may take me some time, so but I'll do it to the best of my ability, Dr. Bass.
Circle them up, have them tied up, and call that gentleman who wanted them alive. He'll decide what to do with them. Either he'll fold them under the huts or what have you. But he'll give them gainful employment, I think.
Sounds good, boss. Do you have his chain code, so I can contact him?
Do you have his chain code?
Do I have his chain code? I have his chain code. Quick chain code to you.
Before you guys to break off from the group as they begin to relocate the children that were outside of the structure into a safe location. More than likely, B4 will relocate the children outside of the structure as they will deem the structure as not safe.
Once you have them out, ensure they remain safe until the contact gets here to retrieve them. Then you might return to the ship.
B4 acknowledges the standing orders and begins rounding up the children to a safe location of safe structural integrity. That will take them quite a while, but they'll be busy. Go ahead.
That's a good droid.
Meanwhile, the rest of you continue forth in pursuit of Rawl, who's made a bit of a headway ahead of you. Are you guys catching up to him, or are you guys just maintaining pace behind him?
Sort of maintaining pace.
Okay.
Guess would like to. Not entirely sure what his next move is going to be, so kind of keeping a little bit of a distance.
Giving him some breathing room.
Would I know whether or not Raul is moving in the direction of where the kid that's missing that needs to be rescued? Is he going in that direction right now?
Dead Town? That's a good question. He's not necessarily in. We'll see if he knows Nar Shaddaa well enough. Let's do a underworld check. Call this hard difficulty since he hasn't been here before.
I'm gonna do the same check.
We'll give him a setback because he doesn't have a map of the Undercity.
Hard with a setback?
Yeah, I got the difficulty rolled. You can roll your ability check alongside with whatever Rawl rolls, because
Cool.
it'll be the same. Okay. Well, we fucking match. All right, cool.
Exactly the same thing.
Surprisingly enough, so Dr. Best doesn't necessarily know where he's going. But surprisingly enough, Rawl has a general idea of where Dead Town is. Let's say he probably got his hands on a what's it called? On the schematics or a map of the Undercity while you guys were on the surface, and
I also do believe that I try to have Gal try to get some information about this area. I don't remember what the outcome of that was, but Guy will probably have the moment that the Pike Syndicate is introduced into the mix. He would be adjusting the file of the rescue, and would potentially have asked Gal to see if they can gather any useful intel regarding the Dark Town and the Syndicate.
Okay. And what type of droid is Gal again? Is she a FX series medical droid, or?
No, she's not a medical droid. She's closer to like an R2 unit.
An astromech? Okay, cool. And we'll roll a check with an astromech droid. I haven't built Gal yet. I'll get to that as soon as I can. Okay. Let's do. What was the extent of the knowledge that you were trying to have her garner?
Anything about the Pike Syndicate and Darktown, just because considering the fact that now the retrieval of the kid involves a full-on syndicate potentially being involved.
Okay.
Change the circumstances, especially for Guy. That's not usually the type of mission or jobs that he would do on his own. And usually when he's doing pro bono stuff, they rarely go that high in regards of the status of the people involved.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and have her roll a. I guess this would still be an underworld knowledge. So yeah, underworld knowledge. With your guys' extensive experience, I would call this an average difficulty. No setback. But I am going to go ahead and cash in a token to upgrade the difficulty to a challenge of 1. Let's see. Give you guys some light side tokens. Okay. Unfortunately, Gal turns up no information in regards to the Pike Syndicate. If you would like to contest or to assist with that, you can roll your own underworld check to see if Guy knows anything about the Crime Syndicate. Okay, so you have 3 successes. All right. You're familiar with, the Pike Syndicate is a well-known organization. They've been at odds with the Hutt Cartel for years. They're also they're commonly referred to as the Syndicate or the Pike family. They're most notably known as spice traffickers within the spice trade. And their home world is Obadiah. They are notorious for being at odds with the Hutt Cartel, constantly undermining their operations in the extensive galaxy. This is probably the first time you've heard of them directly interfering with Hutt operations within Hutt space. They're well armed, well regulated, well funded. These people have superior technology at their disposal, weapons, armament. This is an elite force that is operating here on Nar Shaddaa. And they have to be if they're going to be doing something as dangerous as undermining the Hutt Cartel on their own homeworld. This is not. You get a sense this won't be an easy job.
I think Guy has a moment where he's walking by, listening to Gal complain that they weren't able to retrieve information that they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just sort of like, it's all right. I have some. And then he just addresses the group. So, how familiar are you all with the Syndicate?
Some minor familiarity. I know of them. That's about it.
Have I ever had a run-in?
Give me a lore check. Give me a lore check. Call it average difficulty. Okay, yes, you have been extorted on a few occasions by the Pike Syndicate.
Run into him a time or two.
Do I need to do underworld or lore?
That depends on what you're trying to ascertain. If you're just wanting to know about them, that would be lore. If you're wanting to know about them, it's a underworld check. If you want to see if there's any circumstances that you've had direct interactions with, then I'll call for a lore check.
I'll do underworld.
Okay. Average difficulty still, so that meets. So that's not a failure. Surprisingly enough, you haven't encountered any space that was directly influenced by the Pike Syndicate. Despite that, you are aware of the Pike Syndicate. You're just not familiarized with them. You haven't had any dealings with them for the most part, as you primarily trade with or operate with the Hutt Cartel for the most part. Other than that, floor's yours, guy.
Well, of what I can tell you is that the syndicate is not, well, they shouldn't be here, hot territory and all. And if they are here and they have been doing things like what we have been witnessing, then it means that the situation between the two syndicates and the Huts may be a little charged at the moment. As far as I can tell you, the syndicate is very well funded and quite resourceful. Now, for my part, I have no interest in getting involved in any of this. I just need to retrieve the mark that I have been given, and I just wanted to consult with you all because you may potentially be walking to the front door of the Pike family with, and then he just sort of nods in the direction of Rawl walking ahead, with potentially what I would consider the equivalent of Rosa. Now, if you don't know Rosa, of course you don't. She was the first projectile that misfired my first ship. She was supposed to be quite efficient and flawless, really. And then things went wrong, and well, let's just say I had to get a new ship afterwards. So just don't be Rosa.
I agree with the sentiment of most of that. I don't want to get involved with this small upcoming war, it seems, between these two factions. I just want to save the child and get out. So we should do our best to sneak in, get the child, get out, save whatever children else we can.
I'll also give you this glean of information as well. With the revelation that the Pike Syndicate is operating on Nar Shaddaa, and the fact that they are a well-known spice dealer, or they're well-known in the spice trade, you have a sense that they are abducting citizens of the Undercity as mine workers to mine spice, which is a extremely hazardous job.
That brings up a question. Are there any spice mines in this system?
In this system, probably. Not on Nar Shaddaa. Nar Shaddaa is just a city planet. So they're abducting... It looks like they're abducting the citizens of Nar Shaddaa to take off-world to supplement their mining workforce off-world.
Interesting.
Ooh, Victor's
a lot of money in spice. There's a lot of money in spice trade. Just saying.
All I'm going to say is, if they are transporting people outside to the mines, they are doing that with pilots. I'm a pilot.
There used to be a lot of money in the slave trade, true.
So that's all I'm saying.
Public shut that down.
Wait. Are we thinking about deceiving our way through the Pike Syndicate?
As opposed to being stealthy and sneaky with a resourceful syndicate that has to be sure they are very well protected and guarded, especially because they're running an operation in the land and territory of their opposing force, which is the Hutts.
I'm just
they
saying.
Will be well on guard.
There's a lot of money in this trade. So imagine how much the Hutts would pay us to learn of this. We save the children. We tell the Hutts. We get paid. We walk away.
Should we tell the Hutts they're here before we head down there?
I would say no.
And get help The Huts would be eager to get the Pike Syndicate off Nar Shaddaa.
But by doing this, not only are we saving those poor children, who of course I'm concerned about, but also it would ingratiate us in the Hut's favor, taking care of business for them. And a favor with the Hut.
There's
Something-
risky business in
Absolutely.
wanting to do things that are nearly impossible by yourself for greater reward. I can certainly understand that sentiment, but I would utter caution. We have no idea how many they have. Maybe we should gather information first.
Sounds like a sound plan.
Let's go see what's going on before we jump into a battle.
You
Well,
heard that, tough guy? See. Only
He-
he's shouting at Raul. He's just shouting at Raul.
I know.
Your eyes.
Let him do what he does. He'll be the perfect distraction for us to sneak around.
I did not know he was your sacrificial Banta, but if you would like to, then
He is my captain, good sir.
that doesn't change what I said.
There we go.
You guys continue trekking through Darktown, reaching the edge of it, towards Dead Town. Yeah, these names are redundant. And the vibe of the city begins to transition into more of a cemetery design or a mausoleum design. These structures become more stone and what's the word I'm looking for? Not ritualistic, but honorary of those who've come and passed. As you progress further into Dead Town, we're approaching probably midnight on this planet as you enter into the city of Dead Town. And as you look around, you'll take note of the various placards that commemorate some of those that have been buried down here. Various names of prominent figures once lived here. Names long forgotten. The city definitely is under maintenance, as some of these structures have seen better days. The integrity of some of these structures have begun to deteriorate in places, but the further in you go, the more prominent these structures become. The higher quality of stonework that has been utilized. You get a sense that some of these mausoleums or mausolei house the remains of some very prominent individuals or influential individuals. Probably some were huts at one point. And then you guys are traveling for quite some time, but you have effectively reached the edge of Dead Town at this point. At this point, you have you reached the location of where Ren indicated was the drop-off point for the citizens that they have abducted. And your trail runs cold here.
End of Dead Town. So, a dead end?
Puns.
I'll drink to that.
Gotta love puns. All right. What would you guys like to do here?
Cry.
Crying
Very
is the
scared.
reaction.
That's one option.
Is there anything unique about this drop-off point?
Give me a. Let's do an average perception.
All right. Perception. Roll.
There's no investigation, right? Yeah, no.
All right.
Okay. One success, no advantages, no threats. Okay. You take a look around. This location, this drop-off site is notable in the aspect that it's an isolated location. There's no direct line of sight from any would-be security cameras that could be operating in this sector, albeit the rare chance that they would have a camera operational down here. It is on the main road to Dead Town. So you get a sense that this is probably going to be, when they pick up these captives, it's an easy shot to wherever they're going from that point on. With that success, no advantages. That's about the extent of the information you're able to gather at the moment, without a more in-depth investigation.
Are there any mausoleums nearby?
You're surrounded by mausoleums.
Is there any particular one that stands out, like more fanciful and the work done being more, fancy?
Mm-hmm. Give me. Let's do. Give me a cool check. Hard difficulty. Hello, Tater. 2 failures, 3 threats. Ooh! A success and an advantage. You take a look around, looking for what stands out the most to you. Off to the west end of this district, you spot a mausoleum with a placard on the front of it, albeit rusted and misshapen. But what stands out to you the most is it seems to have been deliberately defaced. You go in closer to take a look at this placard, and it bears the name Braga the Hutt. And you ponder for a moment as to why somebody would deface a placard to a hut here on Nar Shaddaa, and you examine it closer and you spot just below the emblem of the Pike Syndicate and a series of marks. Give me a daunting lore check.
Would by any chance Gal have more lore involvement? Do you
See.
know?
haven't built her up yet. So okay, I'm gonna double her lore for the moment.
I mean, I'm okay with rolling with whatever guy has to, just to for expedient.
Okay. Because right now you have the higher lore than Gal right now. Until I finish building her for you. Let's see. 2 successes, 1 advantage. Okay. You are able to identify this as a series of codes indicating the direction of where you need to travel to find the Pike's base here in Deadtown. You have to proceed down the main road from what you're able to discern from the series of code. Proceed down main road, Main Street. 3 blocks in, take a right. 1 block in, take a left. Proceed down 4 blocks in the mausoleum, the first mausoleum on your right. So 3 blocks down, 1 block right, 4 blocks down on your right.
I'd say that probably what I do is I so make a whistle to Gal so that Gal can actually come and capture the information, so they can create a digital projection of it if necessary.
All right.
And then you just see Guy has a moment where it's just like you guys see them go to the thing and then look at the mausoleum. He's just like staring at it for a while, looking at it. You guys see him gesture to Gal, whistle. Gal comes. You see Gal scanning, and then they kind of like look at each other. They have that very silly kind of like anime thing of like nodding simultaneously. And then you just see them turn. Guy reaches and brings out like a snack bar from his pocket. Somehow he still has more. And then he just kind of goes, you guys are not going to be an issue for my business if I bring you along, right? Actually, don't answer that question. I know the answer. Can you try not to be too much of a problem for my business as I lead you on?
Rawl responds in kind. Why, who brought along this guy anyways?
No. That wasn't a question for you.
First of all, it's not this guy. That's the guy.
Do you see like a slight, like it's not even a smile, it's just
Right. So, where are we going?
he just gestures and then he just starts walking, leading the way with Gal. He pauses and he has a moment where he sort of goes, now you guys have your captain and you have your methods, I am sure. I just want you to know the closer we get, it's possible that the looks of all of us together, just walking straight to a particular precarious location, may not come across as the most favorable thing for negotiations. So do with that information what you will. I also wanted to check, like, is this place like pretty empty when it comes to like, you know, pedestrian walks and stuff? Like, do we stand out?
No check necessary. Deadtown is completely devoid of activity. You'll see like the occasional family that comes down here to pay respects to some of their loved ones that have passed on. but other than that, people tend to avoid it as it is a city of the dead, essentially.
So I figure something I don't need to emphasize that too much then in that regard. When I mentioned the fact that we may be approaching this location and it literally is a bit down and there's like 5 of us. You know.
I'm
I would be
more
too
than happy to
concerned.
stand back for a distance, and we could trickle in.
If you'd like, I tend to just go with whatever I'm feeling. It things tend to work out in the end, so.
I feel like Guy has a moment where they look at Ego, and there's a moment of like, okay. He's like, it's kind of like, they I would take.
You guys push further into the city, following Guy's directions. It's about you're traveling. How many blocks did I say? 3, 1, 4.
And to the right.
And to the right, so 7 blocks. No, 8 blocks in total. So you're traveling just about 5 miles. What's the marching order as you guys are proceeding through the city? I get it, you guys are spreading out to dissuade attention, but
is there no like higher elevation place to look down upon the area where we're meant to go, or are we climbing?
You could climb up onto the roof, the tops of the mausoleum structures, but there's no high ground per se, unless you scale these structures.
To climb. These hands were not meant for climbing. They're meant for suturing wounds. And someone else could.
I will say Guy is probably ahead of the group.
Okay.
Keeping a distance actually from the group, going alongside Gal.
Gotcha. So Guy and Gal taking lead. Who will be following next?
Ego's strolling.
Okay. Gal, Ego. Dr. Bess and Dar, where are you guys going to be?
I will be behind Dar.
Okay.
All right, very well.
I know my place.
Dr. Bess at the rear. Dar, Guy, or Dar, Ego, Gal, and Guy. All right, cool. Guy, go ahead and give me a. How fast are you traveling?
You know, Guy, he takes his. He's chilling. He's not. He's not traveling like with like haste.
Okay.
He's going at a steady pace, but like his demeanor and everything's as usual. He's like snacking.
Gotcha.
Talking to Gal.
Okay. Caching in the dark side to upgrade this. This is going to be an average difficulty perception with a challenge of 1. 2 failures to beat. God damn it. Give me a fucking spare already. Ooh. I'll take that. Actually, I probably should have asked the highest perception of the group. And I probably should change the difficulty based off of the influence. Let's see. Let me do some quick notes here. There. Good. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. Cool. I like it. Okay, you guys are proceeding through the city, seemingly unaccosted. You make your first. You make your first leg of the journey to the third block and reach your first junction to where you're supposed to make your right. Is there anything else you'd like to do before proceeding?
I think I would think, Guy, about reaching the area of like having to take a turn. It would be a matter of like checking that particular spot,
Mhm.
because to him is the idea of if that whatever the journey is includes places like turns, there's a potential that those turns can be very good spots for scouts or people that are basically keeping an eye on, oh, there's somebody who's making the turn to continue the journey that leads to the thing. So like I think for Guy, even though it wouldn't be like a very obvious thing, he still would have that very casual, nonchalant demeanor talking to Gal and everything, but he probably take a moment to acknowledge the space or the area, and then the direction in which they're supposed to keep going, just to see if there's anything that they spot or perceive.
All right. Give me. Give me a. Let's see. Let's do a hard. Hold on. I gotta look at the stats on this thing. Ooh, never mind. That's not hard. That's a daunting perception check with a challenge of 3.
Cool. So there's something that it's daunting to perceive in this particular spot where we are. Good to know.
I should have cashed in the light side token or dark side token for this.
And so I need to roll what, a perception?
Yes. You can have a boost die with Gal's help. Yes.
Nope.
Dar, go ahead and give me a perception check as well.
All right.
Guy, you proceed through this intersection.
I'm right behind Guy.
Ooh,
Not right behind, but behind.
you know what? That's a good point. You do also have a pretty good perception. So yeah, both Dar and Ego, go ahead and give me perception checks. Oh, what?
What do I see?
What you see off in the distance, hovering above the skyline of these mausolees, a orb. You spot it due to the glint off of the lens that was refracted in your direction. It appears to be a type of observation droid. And as it spots your group and you make eye contact with it, it dips below the skyline and disappears.
I think as it goes down, Ego just gives it a little wave.
Hello.
Do I also see this as Dar?
Yes, you both spotted it with your guys' perceptions.
Okay. About how far away is it?
You spotted it towards. You guys were heading south. You guys were heading south. Spotted it off to the north is behind you, so you spotted it off to the east. So your intended direction is southeast. It's in line with your intended destination.
Okay. Dar would like to hold up for a moment in marching order, kind of like he's taking a smoke break, so to speak, until Dr. Besrutan comes alongside. And kind of in the shadow of one of the mausoleums, Dar's is going to kind of whisper out to Dr. Rutan. There seems to be a probe droid further ahead. Seems to have spotted some of us, but perhaps I could go take it out. Would you care to continue with the party, Doctor? Or would you like to go droid hunting with me?
I will help you. Hopefully we can strain it enough to take it down before it relays our position.
That's my thoughts exactly.
Let's go.
All right. Dar wants to try to plot a path kind of off the main road into maybe like a smaller row or more tighter row of mausoleums. And then once he gets into that cover, just kind of book it.
Okay.
Somewhat quickly in the direction of the probe droid.
Gotcha. Yeah, easy enough. There's a walkway in between the mausoleums that would be able to facilitate a traversal. Go ahead and both Dr. Bess and Dar give me stealth checks as you make your way towards their location. This is going to be again a daunting difficulty with the Challenger 3.
Look at that. What a triumph. Son of a bitch.
Well, you got 2 triumphs in your pocket, so I mean, you could potentially still succeed if you. Well, that triumph counts as your 3rd success, so you only have 1 triumph that you could catch in, but that only helps one of you.
Hey, we'll let this one go.
Yeah, we'll keep those triumphs in the bag for
Okay.
syndicate shenanigans.
So, Guy and Ego, you guys, Ego, you spot this droid and it dips down, and you watch as Dar trails behind a little bit and speaks to Dr. Bess real quick, and then the 2 of them just break off and start bolting down a pathway. What are you guys doing?
I'm a little behind Guy, so once Ego makes the corner as well, we'll say we had a scout on us, little flying droid.
Just hear Guy between chewing. Oh no, the very wealthy syndicate has resources and has spotted us in their territory. 5 different people in the middle of a place that has no people. Oh, I did not see that coming. And he's not slowing down or anything. You just see him and Gal continue. It's like they're taking a stroll down that town. And you will see at one point that he may take a moment of pause, and you just see him like pause, look at a thing.
Mhm.
Take out like a little pat thing, put it in front of him, just kind of go. And put it away.
Guy seemingly unaffected by this revelation. Ego, do you continue to travel with Guy?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you guys the three of you, Guy, Gal, and Ego, watch as Dar and Bess just bolt down a walk path in between the mausoleums. Dar and Bess, you make significant strides, exerting yourself to try and close the distance as quickly as possible to onto this droid. And you see just off in the distance as this small droid, almost disc-shaped, with a singular optical lens, large antenna protruding from the top of its domed structure, and three mandibles protruding from the bottom, floating across the distance, and its ocular lens rotates and faces in your direction as you are rushing down this path, spots you, and zips off westward, breaking line of contact with you. What do you do?
I'm thinking,
I think we
how far?
try and stun it, right? How far away is it?
How far away is it?
You guys would have been long distance from it. You had a ways to go still. You were able to close the distance a little bit. You were at extreme range to long range by this point. So you still have 2 range bands to go to close the distance. But yeah, you're at long range at this point.
Is it worth the shot? Literally.
Are you going to maintain pursuit?
I was thinking about shooting it down.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get a initiative check from the two of you. So this will be your choice, either cool or vigilance. Droid will also get 2 as well. Let's go with vigilance.
I think I go first.
I think so. That's a pretty high roll for 3 dice.
Yes, good. All right, cool. All right, you guys make line of sight contact with this observation droid, and it begins to try and take off. Dr. Bess or Dar, who would like to go first?
I will just continue running after it, but at a normal pace, not taking a maneuver. If I take a maneuver to aim, does it give me a boost to hit?
The aim maneuver gives you a boost die to the attack roll. Do you have a long range capable weapon?
I have a medium range capable weapon.
I've been running combat encounters wrong previously. The maximum effective range is for a weapon it indicates how far that weapon can go before it can no longer do damage. So anything beyond medium will result in no damage to the target.
So I would have to take a maneuver to get into position enough to fire.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
So you're currently at long range. You can maneuver into medium range with meeting
this thing
the.
is running from us.
Currently, yes.
All right, let's jam it up there and try and get a shot off.
Okay. So you close the distance from long to medium, and you take a shot with your blaster pistol. All right. Go ahead and make that
Successes,
shot.
2 advantages.
All right. Let's see if he has anything in place for it. Let's go
Really?
with...
It's the first time Bess has taken it off the stun setting in a very long time, so up to you whether this even works or not.
Ooh. That's fine. We can.
Well, if nothing else, Dr. Rutan, or at least distract it from our other companions for a moment.
Not bad, not bad. All right. You are at long range or medium range. That's average difficulty. All right. 2 failures. You still hit. Okay. So that's a successful hit plus 1. And then you have 2 advantages left. You can spend that to activate a feature of your blaster pistol.
Which has none. Just as damage.
All
Take
right.
another maneuver, can't you, with advantages?
Yeah, you get a free maneuver out with the advantage if you would like to use it.
Keep running, man.
So you can move another range band or...
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
you
you
move from-
Is it? It's 7? Because it does 6 base.
6 is the base, so plus 1, 7 damage to the droid, minus its soak. That's 3. All right. And you maneuver from medium to short range. Close the distance. Awesome. That will end your turn.
Yes.
Awesome. The droid takes a glancing blow off of its exterior from your blaster bolt. Sensing its imminent danger, it activates its ability, Optical Camouflage. And you watch as its entire figure envelops and dissipates from view. And that will be a stealth check. Let's take a look at the two of yours perceptions. Okay. Okay. All right, this will be okay. Cool, easy enough. So, stealth upgrades his ability by how much? Yes. Twice. Interesting. Oh, it gives me an extra ability die. Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Let's see how that works. All right, cool. Daunting with a challenge of 2 with Dar's perception. Okay. Let's roll that stealth, shall we? Nice. Cool. I'll take that. Perfect. All right. It's 3 successes. Why does it only say 2? Oh, because of the failures. So, okay. So that's 1 success. Because I'm not taking that triumph. I don't need it with the ability I rolled. Okay. So, Dar, you watch as this droid's active camouflage envelops its entire figure and disappears completely from view. And you no longer have line of sight on this droid. That will end his turn as he maneuvers to where you don't know.
Well, dank Ferric.
What would you like to do?
I'm going to use my maneuver and action to catch up to Dr. Rutan and tell him it activated some sort of camouflage and I lost sight of it. I'm not sure there's much we can do now.
Yes.
Are you guys going to continue to try and pursue it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. In that case,
Um,
that's where I last saw it. I'm going to point in a direction then and just start making our way that way.
we'll go ahead and we're going to exit initiative as he has effectively fled combat, but you guys can still try and relocate this droid. But we're going to go back into free form at this point. Guy and Ego, you guys hear a blaster shot off in the distance as Bess takes a shot at this droid, and that's it. All you hear for the moment. How do you guys react?
We saw that Dar and Dr. Bess went off.
Mhm.
I think Ego pauses, waits to hear if there's any more blaster fire following that, indicating that there's some kind of battle going on.
Mhm.
And when none comes, do you think
They
there's
missed.
trouble?
That's literally that guy immediately just goes, they missed. He hasn't stopped. He's like, they missed, still eating. And then he just has a moment where he turns and just keeps walking like backwards while looking at you, Ego. And he just has a moment like, so what's your thing?
My thing.
Yeah, your thing. Like I'm a pilot. I'm very good at piloting things. So what's your thing?
Oh, whatever's needed in the moment. If people need something moved from place to place, something, not someone, then I tend to be the guy for the moment. If someone needs something smoothing over, I tend to be the one for the moment.
So,
I like to be flexible in many areas.
all right. Multi-tool.
Mm.
All right. How do you think you're going to be useful in this one?
Oh, well, considering the speed at which that droid can probably fly to report back to its superiors, then it's probably going to be a lot more hostile, this initial meeting, than it would have been otherwise, which that might be where I'm useful.
Yeah. You guys might have it rough. I'm not part of your crew.
I'm not part of their crew either. I met them the other day.
Oh. Then I guess bad for them. All right. He just turns, kind of like, spins again back to like regular walking. We're nowhere near where that droid could have potentially gone, right?
With its stealth technology, you wouldn't be able to tell even if you were. Forgot to incorporate Rawl into this encounter, but I think he would have ran off with Dar and Bess, thinking in the same breath of trying to take out that droid before it can do anything. So yeah, Rawl catching up to the two of you after you just took a shot at it. What happened? Did you destroy it?
And
No,
then you
definitely
see,
not.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, that complicates things.
A little. It's not like they weren't going to know we were coming. Maybe this plays into our favor.
Yes.
They now know the direction in which we were coming. What if we loop around? Coming from a
See.
different direction.
Taking the long way around. It could work.
Expect it.
It'll take more time, though.
Would take
Yes,
more
but
time.
that's assuming, of course, that the droid has indeed fled and is no longer watching us. But if we took the
Cool.
long way around and the droid isn't watching us, we can move at a substantially quicker pace than we have been moving.
When you go invisible, don't you put your hands over your eyes? Isn't that how that works?
Yes, why don't you try it, and then I'll take a shot at you.
Like, I'm completely invisible. You can't see me.
Oh no, where did Doctor go? Oz, do you see the Doctor?
Hey, I don't have time for this.
No.
Rawl continues to push forward, seemingly in agreement that maybe we should circle around to throw off the Pike Syndicate a bit. Ego and Guy, you guys see Rawl emerge back out onto the main pathway, flagging you, the three of you down. I'm assuming Bess and Dar, you follow suit as well.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So,
Oh. You have fun?
we missed, unfortunately.
I think Guy just turns to Ego and just has
Well,
like a moment
technically,
of-
I hit, but I didn't hit hard enough to do real damage. So,
you missed.
yeah. Missed.
So, what say we take the long way around? So now they know we're coming from this direction.
Or, subsequently, if you two wish to continuing on, we could hit them from two sides.
That would probably be better, considering we made no hostile action toward that droid and you did.
Yeah, well, we're smart.
Says the guy walking backwards eating a candy bar. I'm not so sure about that.
That's why I never throw the wrapper over
Actually,
my
I'm
shoulder.
getting quite hungry, so maybe he is the smart one.
Beth, before you finish saying the sentence, there's this fucking up snack flying to your face, like. For you.
He catches it deftly.
But yeah, Guy sort of turns around, keeps walking, and says, "I have no intention of stopping. Whatever plan your crew has, I'm sure is quite amusing."
You know what? Fuck it. No plan. Let's do this. Only the Pike Syndicate, anyway.
Yeah, it's only one of the top 3
We can
Or
take
guys,
these
who's gonna-
guys.
Fair enough.
Let's just waltz in.
Hmm. Maybe it's better if you do go the long way around.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm inclined to agree.
Right. So, what's your plan? You just gonna waltz up to the front gate and see if they let you in?
Of course,
Yeah,
they probably will.
they probably will.
All right.
But you
We have
feel
very
free
different methods.
to- I think I just looks at Raul and goes, but you feel free to take the long, 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 long,
Seems unnecessary.
long way around.
Well, not one to dissuade somebody from their own suicide mission, so have at it. I suppose we'll take the long way around. Provide backup.
Aye, aye, Captain.
You can see a level of discomfort when you say that. Raul.
Well, best of luck. See you in hell if we all die.
All right. At this point, the two groups part their ways. Guy, Gal, and Ego continuing down the path that was discovered via code, and Raul, Bess, and Dar pushing past to try and throw off the Pike Syndicate after alerting them with their attempt to disable the observation droid. You make the second leg of your journey, seemingly uneventful at this point, and are now in the final stretch. You got about 2 miles left of traversal. As you go ahead.
This is a large, wide, open area with spotted mausoleum buildings, or is it?
It's a congested city. It's not completely spaced out. I mean, it's a city plan, so they're using this effectively as a graveyard for the
Gotcha.
planet. So it's constantly expanding. So they have to condense the spaces. Granted, they afford more space for the more prominent figures or influential figures of Nar Shaddaa. But all the other denizens of Nar Shaddaa, they get condensed and sometimes compiled into the same mausoleum. So it's not like a open expanse. It's very, very much congested down here.
Interesting.
Reaching about 2 a.m. as you guys were walking at a leisurely pace, so it'd be pushing 3, maybe 4 by this point. You're traveling 5 miles at a leisure pace. You can walk a mile in like 45 minutes. No, half an hour. Yeah, half an hour to 45 minutes. You can traverse a mile. So yeah, 5 miles started at midnight. Yeah, you're approaching 4:30, almost 5 a.m. You get to this final point where you should be coming up on the location of where these series of codes indicated the hidden base would be located. Go ahead, Ego and Guy, give me one final perception check.
Do I get a boost for Gal?
Yes. You won't need it, but yeah. All right. Well, I guess you needed it. You're walking backwards, facing Ego, still snacking away. Ego, you guys are about to reach this point, and Guy is just, I don't know if he's antagonistic or just, trying to seem cool or just very much does not care in the moment. But you guys are about to reach are coming around the corner and to where the headquarters should be, or this hidden base should be. And as you round the corner, you spot as Guy backs into this tripedal, massive metal droid with two limbs, one bearing a heavy blaster cannon, the other one a mandible of sorts. And Guy, you back into this thing with a pretty significant thud, and the droid just pivots its upper torso and addresses you in this moment with a blaster cannon pointed right at Guy's face.
Still chewing.
Hey there, big boy.
Grace.
That echoed into the distance. I didn't hear what that was.
Yeah.
Sounds better. There we go. Halt.
We're halting.
State your business.
I'm a pilot.
Identify.
Guy.
There are no records of a Guy pilot.
No, not a guy. The guy.
There are no records of the Guy pilot.
Well, I'm the guy. I'm a pilot.
My friend here is wishing to provide services for the lovely folks here.
The family probably needs pilots, or rather, probably good pilots, Can't really leave this type of business to amateur, so I'm the guy.
Okay. Give me a deception check. Contested. This is gonna be the easiest fucking discipline check ever. I'm gonna cash in a dark side token just to fucking upgrade this, just for shits and giggles. Oh my god.
Am I lying though?
All right, your choice, either charm or deception, either one.
I'll go with charm. Why not?
Interesting. Okay. I'll give you a boost die with Ego helping you out there.
That passes, yeah.
That's an additional success. Yes. Okay. The droid seems to pause for a moment. The droid that you're currently faced off with is a tripedal battle droid of sorts, or enforcer droid. 3 legs, one arm carrying a heavy blaster cannon, and the other a mandible for manipulating objects or individuals. One large ocular lens at the center of its massive frame. The color scheme of this very indicative of the Pike Syndicate. Lots of green and yellows. Yellow or either yellowish gold trim and a vibrant green exterior. The droid's ocular lens seems to be flashing as you can reasonably assume it has initiated some type of transmission to its high command before its ocular lens goes back to being stagnant once more and focuses in on the two of you.
Request processed and transmitted. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Request was received. Await interception. If you have weapons, relinquish them now or be executed.
All right. And Ego will produce a vibro knife and a light blaster pistol.
By this point, you watch as originally this enforcer droid was just by itself, but as this transmission was taking place, you watch as 3 more emerge out from various positions and encircle the two of you. And they each extend their mandibles to secure the weapons that you produce. Should you produce any weapons? Taking Ego's guide, do you produce any weapons for the droids to secure?
Yeah, I mean, he has his blasters on his hip, so he pretty much just takes it and then flings them and spins them and hands them over, and then unslings his rifle from the jacket that is basically he carries on the back, sling to like a harness that he has underneath the jacket that you can't really see, and then he hands it over as well. He keeps the palm stunner though.
The droids take up your weapons as you wait patiently under the detainment of these enforcer droids. Meanwhile, what is the rest of the crew doing outside this location? Where are you guys at on your leg of your journey?
Well, if it's the long way around, how much longer is it going to take us to get to?
Yeah.
That depends on how far out you intend to circumvent. You could potentially be alongside them, or you could be further out. So it just depends on how far you're trying to go as far as staying undetected.
I think for the sake of stealth, I would Dar would be more willing to take the longer way around.
Okay.
Put a little more time into making that.
All right.
Being more stealthy.
So you'd be coming up on the opposite end of the direction that they were approaching. So you'll be trailing behind. You'll probably arrive towards the end of this interaction with Guy, Ego, and these droids. So that being said, let's go ahead and get stealth checks from all of you.
Oh, wow. It's actually pretty good.
Good roll. Oh shit. Here's Rawls. I can't roll as him, unfortunately, but here's his roll. Okay. Let's do average difficulty. What's the highest perceptions here?
Can we hand roll one of our triumphs that we've rolled?
Probably.
Yeah, just to bump that just in case.
Let's see. Yeah, that's average. Average difficulty. Okay, yeah, you definitely needed it if you want Brawl not to be spotted. So, okay. You spend that triumph to allow Brawl to pass his stealth check, but barely. Hopefully he has a fucking suit that he never uses. What does it do? Night Stalker. Oh, well, we'll see on Brandon. He still doesn't use it. Yeah. But yeah, the three of you managed to stay undetected as you circumvent Guy and Gal and Ego, approaching from the far south end of the street, utilizing the mausoleums as cover, bounding cover to cover to make sure no one's out in the open for an extended period of time. Guy, Gal, Ego, the three of you wait patiently for roughly about 20-30 minutes before finally a squad of individuals emerge out from this mausoleum that you were standing next to. And they calmly and slowly walk up to your group and surround you, all with blasters in hand, all with pike blasters in hand. A squad of 10 individuals, and they begin to pat you down individually, one by one.
Ooh, handsy.
This will be a perception check against. Do you guys have any anything that you are trying to obscure?
Let me double check what the note is on the palm stunner. Is there something about it? Because it's a disguise thing. They need to roll. They will need to roll something. No. On an unaware target with an opposed skullduggery check versus resilience or stealth. So they can roll skullduggery against my stealth or resilience to see if they spot the palm stunner.
Okay. Skullduggery, you said? Got it. Ooh. What's the difficulty?
It's not. It's literally just against my roll. So whatever you roll,
okay.
I guess they roll against it. As far as that's how it's written, I think.
You got 10 of these motherfuckers conducting searches. They're going to be thorough.
They're probably going to succeed. They're probably going to spot it. Oh, that was so close. Ooh.
How much did they get? 5.
I mean,
If he uses one of the triumphs that we have, it cancels out.
which means they wouldn't find it. Yeah.
Yeah. You can use my triumph. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you.
You're coming down to a fucking wire with that.
I think probably what happened.
Execute.
It probably is one of those moments like he uses the distraction when they're patting the guy down. He just sort of goes, "Listen, I know that we are being civil, but don't touch my snacks."
They're definitely not being cordial or gentle about this pat down. You're getting shoved around as they each extensively go over your being, trying to locate any possible hidden compartments on your person and whatnot. You get a sense that they're well experienced in this type of field due to the nature of what they deal in. And you tell them not to get handsy with your snacks, and one of them, just out of spite, digs his hand into that pocket that you have your snacks in, pulls out a handful, and you hear him mutter in his own in his own language, but which you don't understand, but you get a sense that it's something along the lines of, "I do what the fuck I want." He begins to disperse those snacks that he just took to the rest of his friends, and once they feel sufficiently convinced that they've patted you down significantly enough, they take you by the collar and start forcing you into the mausoleum.
That guy doesn't fight off.
Ego, is there anything that the Pikes would have found on you?
No. I gave up what I had on me.
Good. The two of you are brought into this into the interior of this mausoleum. From the exterior, it's nothing of import. It looks like it used to house the remains of some local family here. The exterior is definitely decrepit, not maintained. There's a lot of buildup of dust and dirt and grime on the exterior. The placard, as you walk past it, is completely faded away and defaced to a point where the Orvesh on this placard is illegible. You guys are brought into the interior, and the door shuts behind you with a resounding thud. And inside, a intricate command base of sorts is seen. You see dozens and dozens of Pike Syndicate members traversing about this interior. Several of them transporting individual captives from one location to the next. You see a preparation bay of where they are prepping some of these captives for transport off world. You get a sense that they do these runs in small batches to avoid detection, as the holding bay only has about 5 or 6 individuals currently waiting, and off to the side of that, a stack of what appears to be like crates or canisters that it appears to be a storage unit, or a disguised storage unit to store these captives inside. as a means to avoid detection. These captives are in various levels of disarray. Several of them sporting various cuts and bruises across the face and arms. Their clothing torn and ragged. Grease and oil stains all over their form. You're brought past this staging area towards the interior. It begins to become more trafficked at this point, where you're finding troop formations, lounge area of sorts, where they await further orders. You see various pikes standing by, awaiting further instruction to disperse out to their various points of operations. Past that, you go deeper in. But as you're going deeper in, you realize that you're traversing down at a slight downgrade. You quickly realize that this structure was built or was dug out and restructured into to house this covert base of sorts. So you're at a constant decline as you're traversing down. At some points, you're descending a small flight of stairs until you get about 100 feet, 150 feet deeper in to where it opens up into this more auditorium-like space of sorts. And at the rear of this space, you spot a desk, and at this desk, a more prominent individual that stands out amongst these pikes. The pikes that you're currently being escorted by are donned in heavy armor of sorts, their respirators, masks, breathing tubes. Their faces indiscernible. They all look uniform in their design to not stand out. But this individual that you're being brought up to, a blue-skinned individual with void black eyes, frown upon his face, lavish blue clothing with golden trim, rotund build, as he doesn't seem to be very athletic, but carries himself a person of import. And you're brought up to this individual, and he's in the middle of delegating with his lieutenants. You see 3 different lieutenants standing at his side as he's speaking into the ear of one. He turns over as the 3 of you approach, and as you're brought to him, the security detail strikes you at the back of the knee, forcing the 2 of you, as the droid can't go to their knees, forcing the 2 of you onto your knees before him. This pike leader stands up from his chair, circles around his desk, and begins to slowly approach the 3 of you. What brings you to my base? And with that, we'll go to break. Don't go anywhere. Plenty of shit to get through, because they just found a very heavily occupied base of Pike Syndicate. So where the rest of this journey is going to be to be dies. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys in 5 minutes. We'll see you shortly. Hello and welcome back to our episode. Star Wars: Edge of the Empire. Got to do the slate for the week at the start, so we'll go ahead and knock it out now. Valley of Endless War coming up tomorrow, correct? Dr. Bass?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So be on the lookout for that. What time does that start again?
9 p.m. EST.
Goody. Following that is Thursday, our Tales of Varden campaign. We just took a significant fucking hit as a collective. Huge hit to the party. I am terrified of the fallout for that.
The hits might just keep on coming.
William's not going to take it well. I can tell you right now. That being said, that is at 8 p.m. Arizona Standard Time. I believe 9 for everybody else. Yeah, nobody is. That being said, and then Star Wars: Edge of the Empire returns on Tuesday the following week. Plenty of content for your consumption pleasure. So be on the lookout for that. To the viewers, if you guys have any favorite moments that you are witness to, please feel free to clip those moments as it could potentially be featured in some future promotional material for 2B Dice's accounts. We appreciate your guys' inputs when it comes to very influential moments in these campaigns, and can't wait to put those out for you guys. That being said, that is all we have for announcements. I lied. We have Dimensional Dial returning March 2nd. So mark that on your calendar. That's coming up in 2 weeks, I believe. 2 weeks, week and a half, just over a week. There we go, just over a week. So don't miss that. March 2nd, 8 p.m. Arizona time. That being said, let's go ahead and return back to the action. As our bold heroes, Ego, Guy, and Gal, have successfully infiltrated the covert stronghold of the Pike Syndicate here on Nar Shaddaa. They're the apparent leader now addresses these individuals as he stands over them as they are brought down to their knees before him. What brings you to my base?
I mean, so first of all, I tend to get on my knees when asked kindly. It didn't have to be like a shove. But second thing, the reason that we're here. My good friend Guy here, this is Guy, wishes to provide services for the syndicate here. And I'm just here to ensure that 1, doesn't die, and 2, gets paid well for providing said services.
Go ahead and give me a deception check.
Sure.
How many lieutenants does he have with him? He has 3.
If you're giving me any setback, don't.
I should reveal him to you. There we go. Let's go ahead and reveal the whole board, shall we? Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. No, bring him back.
Too late. They're dead. Move on. Bye.
Okay. So you managed to beat his successes, but he still has 5 advantages.
Mm-hmm.
you get a sense he's not inclined to believe you right now, especially given when he as he brings up this. You expect me to trust the words of someone that was traveling in the company that attacked one of my observation droids?
Ego's gonna smile, and I'm gonna use Disarming Smile, again to make an opposed charm check, to lower the defenses of him by 1, please.
What does that do?
So, I have to succeed at an opposed charm check, and then it lowers all defenses of a target by ranks in Disarming Smile. I only have 1 rank in it, so it would lower all of his defenses.
Okay, so that sounds like more of a combat check.
It's an action.
Right. Well, I'm talking about like it's more geared to try and weaken them in a combat scenario. I'm going to tell you right now, he doesn't have any defenses to account for, so it wouldn't have an effect on him. But we can structure it as a social. We can work with it as a social mechanic. We'll say if you're successful in this, we can lower his advantages.
Cool.
To at least give you some type of leeway to work with, because as of right now, he's still pretty staunch in his position. So let's go ahead and roll with it. 2 successes, 2 advantages is what he rolled. Jesus.
Oh, I got my triumph back! Yay.
That's 2 successes. That's 1 success if you don't want to use your triumph. 2 successes if you want to use the triumph. I think you guys have 1 triumph left. If you want to pull this off.
If I don't, we'll have 2 triumphs in the bank. I think I will just keep it at 1 success. Things aren't dire yet, so I'm gonna hold it.
All right.
I just want him to like lean a bit more my side. He doesn't have to love me.
Right. Okay. Okay. So he looks over to one of his lieutenants and snaps his fingers. The one to the left has no face mask. You see this narrowed face with glowing purple eyes, stoic demeanor, approach the boss, and with the data pad in hand. Here you go, sir. And this individual swipes up on the data pad, swipes to the left, and flips it around in your direction. And you see the images, the holographic images of Rawl, Dar, and Ego. Rawl, Dar, and Dr. Bess. Where are these 3? Where did they go?
No idea.
Obviously not here.
You speak of wanting to provide transport for my goods, but you haven't explained the one thing that is most concerning to me. How the fuck did you know that we were down here?
Well, honestly, that is not the entire conversation. So, if I may, and then you see guys sort of like gesturing, like I'm gonna reach into over here.
You make that gesture, and as you do, all 3 of the lieutenants behind the this pike boss raise their blaster rifles. The 10 at your flank all put their blaster rifles at the back of your head. A bit overkill, but you get a sense that they're extremely protective of this individual.
I know what guy says. He says almost like bit overkill. Man, he just looks at the boss like may I? Unless you're worried that somehow the back of my skull is going to fight your entire crew here, may I just?
This individual just gives a nonchalant wave off, and you feel the tension release from the back of your head as they begin to retract away from you. Blaster is still trained on you, but the pressure is definitely lessened.
Guy just sort of has a moment of reaches the data pad where he has the contract, and he just sort of like activates the contract and sort of offers it to the boss as he goes, "My name is Guy. Some people call me Hawkbat. I usually tend to work missions of retrieval, private sector, nothing to be related with the politics. I'm not interested. Been there, done that. Anyway, there's one particular kit that may be in your vicinity that you may have retrieved here. Now, I understand that it's probably part of your business and what you are doing, but in this particular case, I felt compelled to do this pro bono job, and this is a particular kit that I'm looking for. I'll be able to retrieve it, and in exchange, it's not that I'm necessarily looking to work for you. Honestly, I have a great pension, but I could potentially assist you to some extent with your situation, especially when it comes to piloting. Something tells me you can use some better security and better eyes here. And as a sign of my appreciation, and his hands are here, and you just see him sort of like just again like point to basically point out that he has the stunner, the palm stunner in his hand, and he goes, like, for example, your guys could have pretty much spotted this and they didn't. It probably was because they were more focused on stealing my snacks. If you don't believe me, you can check their pockets. So something tells me that you having people that care more about stealing the food of someone that has already surrendered their weapons instead of noticing that they still carried something concealed, I think that it's just something that it would be worth considering. So yeah, that's my situation. And my friend here, we recently met, but I think we have we're very kindred spirits. And the other ones that are out there, who knows what they're doing? I just stumble upon them. I'm just here for the kid, and I'm finding myself generous. So, yeah.
You mentioned that his workforce was more interested in acquiring snacks than conducting a thorough investigation to locating this palm pistol that you have that protrudes out of your mechanical arm, and as it is produced, the men behind you react in kind, and this boss puts up his hand. Hold.
Oh my God. Guy probably has a moment where he goes, "Oh no, good thing you caught this right on time."
His eyes narrow at his security detail that's around you right now. And his granted, he doesn't have any pupils to make note of, but you can sense that he's scanning over his men with a very fine-tooth comb. Like, he's taking mental note of who he has a good idea was more motivated for snacks than actually doing their job, and just turns his attention back to the three of you. All right, you made a fucking circus out of my men. Good work. Still doesn't explain how you found this place.
Well, I suppose that it's part of the reason why you could consider yourself, to an extent, lucky that I am the person that seems to have found your place and not some other person. You see, you seem to be retrieving children and other people from this place to get your business done, just like somebody hired me to get someone back. You can be assured that this will not be the last time. So, were you to retrieve this child that I am trying to get back to, it could potentially appease the situation up above, and also considering the fact that you are in territory of your enemies, right? I don't think that you guys sit down to have meals with the Huts, correct? No, I don't think so. Anyway, I wouldn't either. And I'm not judging. Not that I have anything against them. That business is business. But anyway, so I just thought that perhaps by providing that gesture, that also would help with the potential of you having people here. And should you find yourself in the need for one-time use of a pilot with expertise and skill, then I could provide that as a sign of appreciation for a very brief but very clear-cut exchange, which they tend to be rare these days.
So, our position was given up. Given up. Good to know.
Well,
Eli?
were you expecting to be here secretly for a long time in hot territory, in a place where nothing moves, so that anything that does move will potentially bring attention?
And also you left instructions.
Yeah, that too.
Oh. It was written.
If somebody wrote that, was it one of them? And I gestured to the guys who took the snacks. Was it one of them? And it's like spots one of them and it kind of goes like, was it you?
We're careful when we provide instructions for other forces of the Pikes. The fact that you were able to discern that code intrigues me. But there is the matter of dealing with loose ends. He turns to one of his other lieutenants. Make sure the kids are dealt with. And turns back to you. As for this individual that you came here to retrieve, care to explain what this individual looks like? Or actually, first, before we get to that part, let's go ahead and let's have you roll a negotiation check. Negotiation versus his... Actually, let's see if he has an ability for this.
Do I get any boosts or anything?
You can have a boost die with the quid pro quo that you've offered to him. Relinquish the individual you're searching for an exchange of services. Actually, I'll give you 2 boost die because that's a pretty significant deal. And with the lore check that he rolled, he's aware of the services that you, or of the company that you work for, and knows your company's capabilities. Let's see. Talents, not talents. We're just going to go off vibes here. Negotiation from you. We're also going to do negotiation from him. Ooh.
I'm going to cash in a token. Wow.
Oh.
Wow. Okay. Fine, dice. Jesus. Never mind them.
Oh man,
Lord.
that's horrendous. Interesting. Who did we lose? We lost Bess.
Damn. That's rough.
Yeah, that's a pretty harsh roll. Can one of you guys share the game table? Bess had to run. This individual only considers your offer momentarily before he dismisses it in turn. I know of the company you work for, and you don't just freely hand out your services to just anyone. I'm going to need assurances. More assurances than you could possibly provide at this time. That being said, I'm not inclined to facilitate this trade that you speak of.
Has he told us his name?
You haven't asked for
Mm. See, that's where everything goes wrong.
it.
I'm so sorry. Not to interject. I just feel like we may have gotten off to a bit of a rocky start with your fellows taking snacks and everything. Have not formally introduced myself. Hello, I'm Ego. Your name?
Give me a charm check versus his discipline. Dang, he is rolling good.
Charm.
I like this guy.
I don't.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right, cool. There's a fleeting moment of where you get a sense that he probably doesn't, he doesn't want to give up his name, but you bring out the charm, the swagger, and that defense quickly melts away. The name's Brack Zim. I'm the leader of the syndicate here.
Brax. Oh, wait, no, that's not the right notepad. Brax.
Brack Zim.
Braxim.
BRAK ZIIM.
Braxim. Lovely to meet you, Braxim. Do you mind Brack? Or maybe Zim?
You can call me Brack.
Brack. Lovely. With regard to the child, DM, when we were coming down, did we, of the people that they were moving, did we spot anyone kind of in the description of what Tara gave us?
Sounds like we should have done a perception check in that moment.
Well, I wanted to, but then we were coming down the stairs.
We can go ahead and do a retroactive perception check. We'll make it a hard perception, as they would have been inclined to keep you focused forward, keep you from looking around and learning the layout. So go ahead and make that perception check. 3 failures, 1 threat to beat. Let me add a setback die because they are actively trying to prevent you from looking around. Not that did anything. Okay, you aren't able to spot anything. With that advantage, I'll say you probably caught a glimpse of something, of a child that had a similar look. Damn. Yeah, neither of you fucking spotted them, unfortunately. As far as you could tell, from the limited time that you're able to look around, you did not spot any child that's fit the description of not sick. In this moment, what would you like to do?
Ego will continue with regard to the child. I'm not sure what your workforce is currently looking like. I don't know what kind of demands the Pike Syndicate has for their spice mines. One child out of the many I'm sure you've managed to acquire since you're so very effective shouldn't be too much of a delay to any trade that you have going on. And Guy, again, we've only known each other for a very short time, but I think has a bit of a variable with affect, but is very effective at his job.
I would like to give my success rating.
Okay. We can retry this negotiation check with Ego.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you 3 boost die with the added assistance from Guy. Still contested against his negotiation.
Okay. Oh, it's contested. It doesn't have a difficulty. Okay. 3 boost die.
This dude be fucking doing it, man. My God. You're gonna be my new BBEG, dude.
Listen, go away. He needs to calm down. Let me see. Is there anything I have that I can use at this time?
Yeah, if you want to tap into abilities, now's the time.
Yeah, no. There's something influence I can do. Hold on. Influence. There it is. Control skills. When making a coercion, charm, deception, leadership, or negotiation check, the Force user may roll an influence power check as part of his dice pool. He may spend light or dark side to gain success or triumph on the check. No, success or advantage on the check.
Force points to add success. Okay, so what you do is whatever ability you're trying to use, you roll your force die that you have available to you. That's your force rating, and then the number of force points that you generate, which for you will be light side, will add the additional successes you need to succeed this influence.
Okay, so it's 1 to activate it, and then I'll have 1 to use on the check.
Okay, so you're
right.
You're rolling 2 force die then? It sounds like.
Yeah, I think so.
So you have a force rating of 2, so yeah, you can roll up to 2 force die.
But you need 1 of the force die to activate it, correct? Is that what you're saying? No, you need just 1 to have 1 level of force die.
Yeah, you only need at least 1 force die to pull this off. But if you would like to generate as many force points as possible to affect
use them both.
Okay, you can
use them both.
The more points that you generate, the more abilities that you can utilize with that influence ability. Okay, so
Okay.
what are you trying to pull off here? Are you trying to
So I'm
charm
doing the
him?
negotiation. I'm doing the
Okay.
negotiation.
Okay, so that will change it from a contested to a difficulty, I assume, with that force ability?
It just
let's
says
see.
when making a check.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. It still acts as a difficulty with what I rolled, because it's contested against his innate negotiation. So okay, go ahead and roll it with the force die, and you can add as many successes as you generate with the force die.
Okay. And what's the current difficulty?
You're facing 5 failures, 2 threats.
Cool. So I'm going to take a strain as well to downgrade that by 1.
Okay, so that would
Genial.
I would have to re-roll one of his ability die. Give me 1 second. It's gonna be his last roll. Okay, so he loses 1 success, so he's down to 4 successes. 3 advantages.
Cool.
Nope.
Now
Yep,
I
3
will finally
advantages.
roll.
Oh shit!
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh my god! So that's 1 force point that 2 force points that you have available. You utilize one of those, or I mean, you could utilize. So that would, if you utilize those 2 force points, that's 7 successes. Is there anything you could do with the influence beyond just activating the ability? You can affect multiple targets. You can control their emotion or beliefs. Yeah, you got a couple things that you could do with it. So the first one, the 1 point is used to activate it. You have another point to spend to activate any of the next tier abilities.
Mm-hmm.
You can affect multiple creatures. You can control emotion, belief, make an opposed discipline check combined with the influence power check. The user spends a force point and succeeds on the check. He can force the target to adopt an emotional state or belief, something untrue, lasting for 1 round or 5 minutes. Interesting. Actually, you don't even have to resort to that. You can spend that point on anything down there. But yeah, is there anything else you would like to affect at this point, or are you just more focused on the boss?
I'm more focused on the boss because the minions will act on the boss's command. So if I have him in my pocket, then that will be great. Thank you.
Okay. All right. You reach out, utilizing your honed skills that have afforded you such a successful career in the smuggling industry through the Force. To disarm that, to tear down that defensive wall that you encounter time and time again, to make them more amicable, more compliant, or willing to work with you in some degree. And Brack, hearing you talk up Guy and downplay the significance of one individual child amongst the vast workforce that the Pike Syndicate has indentured. You get a moment of agreement. All right. Who are you looking for?
Guy.
Guy's just gonna point at the tablet that he handed over to the boss with all the details of the description of the kid. I don't know if the mom would have had some sort of hologram image. If she would have, he probably would have asked for it. If not, it's just
The pad would have his name, his description. she's been living in Squalor, so she doesn't have any technology to afford a holographic image of her child, but it has a very descriptive text of what her child looks like. Notsick is a redheaded child with heterochondria eyes. That's yep, there we go. No, that's yes. Age 6 years old, 55 pounds, slim build, reddish brown hair, short and curly. One emerald green eye and with slivers of icy blue intermingled. She describes him as a very happy child, covered in minor cuts and bruises from living in squalor, but always seems to have a happy disposition no matter the situation. Wears white and blue striped long sleeve shirt and blue coveralls, and hand-me-down boots. Brack hands off this data pad to his lieutenant. Search the child. And the lieutenant runs off past the three of you into the interior to fetch this child. The child is then presented to you, fitting the exact description that was provided to you by Tara. Tears in his eyes, confused, disoriented. You have your target.
Guy, you see Guy grabbing one of his little note cards as he goes. Welcome to the services of Retrieval. My name is Guy Nat Singer. You are currently being retrieved on behalf of our company. We ensure and request that you do not have any liquids, any sharp objects or dangerous items that could potentially damage the transports upon which you're going to, well, you're not going to be using that one, never mind. Yeah, well, I can tell you the rest later. Just puts the thing in the pocket.
Your mom's been looking for you, Notsick.
Am I going home?
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared.
You don't need to be.
I just want my mom. Take me to my mommy, please.
Soon enough, soon enough. Brack.
You have your kid.
Mm-hmm.
Deal's been arranged.
Yep. You have a pilot for your needs. I think you're probably good with pay. I'm sure the Pike Syndicate are like great with deals of that kind. Guy, you've got work cut out for you.
Brack gives out a sharp whistle, and as he does, one of the security detail grabs Guy by the wrist, clamps down on it with a device on your organic hand, and you identify this as a tracking device.
This is not my color.
We're going to keep tabs on you. You take off. You leave the planet. You alert the huts to our presence. You do anything. We kill every last captive we have down here.
Oh no. The slings and arrows of war may have casualties among them. I only got paid to retrieve one person. Also, you need a pilot. I'm here. You want something to be piloted right now? I can do it. Get it over with.
We have a program that we stick by. Helps us avoid detection.
Like with the secret codes?
Yeah. We'll contact you when we're ready for transport. With that, he gestures to his crew to begin escorting you out of the mausoleum. You exit with your prize in hand. Nosek clinging to your leg, frightened and scared, but in good condition. And you begin to make your way out of the immediate location of the hidden Pike stronghold. Meanwhile, while all of this is going down, a certain individual newly released back into the field, a Goldskin Nothwin who has embarked on his new directive given to him by how do we do the one-on-one thing? I need to hide you two, that's why. Given a new directive to relocate his crew and further the interests of the ISB. You enter your ship, perform the flight diagnostics before takeoff with the assistance of your droid companion assigned to you, R6T3M. All systems are go. You're directed by the flight deck officer to initiate takeoff. The ship lifts off the flight deck and proceeds to ignite its thrusters. You disembark the nullifier. You begin preparations of your astrogation. Do you initiate it on your end, or do you have R6 take the helm on that end?
Let me double check that for you, boss.
I revealed him in the NPC.
And where are my talents? I told you pop up to go away. It did not. That's what I wanted. R6. So I know where I stand. Let's see about Mr. R6.
He's got 3, 2 proficiency.
I actually can't see his stats, so thank God you told me that.
Sorry, I didn't reveal him completely. Here we go.
I only have 2, but I also have 2 ranks of Galaxy Mapper, meaning that I would remove setback die.
This is just an average astrogation check to plot your course to Narshados. Nothing too daunting.
If that's the case, then I will assist R6.
All right, so that'll be a boost die to his astrogation chart. Interesting.
Can I call him out that he did not go to Nar Shaddaa by a safe path?
It's not that you don't make you make your path to Nar Shaddaa. It's more of the ship's not. It's still in its experimental phase. It's not necessarily ready for field work. Apparently, there's still some slight bugs that need to be fleshed out, and you just discovered one of those bugs. You go. R6 plots the course, and you go to make the jump, and you get the lurch that the ship is about to make the jump, and then it just stalls out. The Killbolt comes across the line. Let's see. It's fucking hilarious. Is there something wrong, Agent?
Yeah, it appears there is something wrong. However, you actually put this thing's navigational charts in here. It looks like you actually just completely missed a whole hyperspace lane here going between here and Nar Shaddaa. You know, I know these lanes like the back of my hand. I could do it without a computer, but you gave me a computer, so I was going to use the computer. But your computer's fucked up. All right? So, I mean, I'm no programmer or anything, so...
All right, stand by.
I think I'll sit by because this is a comfy chair. If nothing else, the Lancer has an amazing cockpit seat.
Stand by, Agent.
Roger.
There's a momentary break as he tries to. He runs a diagnostic to figure out what went wrong with the hyperspace jump. He does the calculations on his end on his own. Let's see. Transmits the information to your ship, and confirms over the comms. Agent, there was a slight corruption of data in your systems. We repaired, and you are cleared for hyperspace.
Thank you. R6. How about we give that another shot, huh? I believe I think you
droid
can do it.
The droid gives a very stoic confirmation chirp as you watch as the stars begin to transition from stars to beams of light that streak past you, and you leap into hyperspace.
Much better there, R6. Now, I don't think that was your fault at all. I think that was whatever Imperial nut actually put this system in here. So you did good, all right?
R6 seems to be a little disgruntled at the moment as you kind of Ross is a little fucking antagonistic to him. But he just chirps confirmed on your actually you speak binary, so you would have understood him saying confirmed. And yeah, you enter into hyperspace. Departing the immediate airspace of the nullifier, now entering into the field under your own volition. You're only in hyperspace for mere moments before you begin to receive a hailing over the HoloNet. You're receiving a call.
I would like to check the caller ID.
It is a heavily encrypted and it doesn't have an identifiable source.
That screams Killbolt. We'll answer it.
The hollow projector produces an image of an older individual, a human male with a receding hairline of gray and of salt and peppered hair, hazel eyes, slender build. You see adorned upon his chest the rank of director on his chest. And
go ahead.
He takes a moment as your transmission comes through to him, and he takes you in for a moment. Greetings, Agent. Agent Lancer, I presume.
So, like, seeing that this is A, not Killbolt, and B, possesses a rank higher than Killbolt, holds back any snarky comments just for a moment. Just kind of like, relaxes into a bit, trying to figure out what's going on. He goes, "You would be correct. Who do I have the pleasure of addressing this evening?"
Good evening, Agent. I am Watcher 7, Director of the ISB.
I'm a little new to this. Am I supposed to salute?
We forego such formalities in the ISB.
Fair. What can I do you for, Director?
Been appraised of your career, and I felt it necessary to welcome you into the fold of the ISB. It's not often we welcome an alien amongst our ranks.
Your loss.
But it's not without significance. Agent Killbolt has appraised me of your career so far, and I felt it necessary to personally welcome you. I've been overseeing Killbolt's career for the entirety. He's shown great promise, and you are in excellent hands. If Killbolt deems you an advantageous asset, then I am inclined to believe him. Do well not to disappoint. He's had a spotless career so far. I'd hate for you to provide any type of blemish on his record.
Can I get a vibe check on this guy, and I'll make you a deal? If I fail the vibe check, all I want to know is whether or not he'll be at all receptive to jokes. If I pass it, I want to know if he's actually on the level with Killbolt, or if I get the vibe that him and Killbolt actually butt heads.
Interesting. Let's take a look at his...
We got a deal.
So, you're looking to do a cool check, is what it sounds like? To try and ascertain his demeanor?
If that's what it actually is, sure. It's not a great check for me, but, it's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. That is a formidable check.
I have no way to pass, but we're gonna try.
With a challenge of 3.
Meaning that I got 3 setback die.
No, it's a formidable difficulty with an upgrade of 3. That's his natural cool check.
All right, I literally have no way to beat this, but hey, for the sake of doing it. Maybe I can make this like a gunnery check or like a ranged heavy, maybe.
In the words of Matt Mercer, he's hard to fucking read. You get a sense that, I mean, with your history with the Empire, the sense of humor is definitely lacking with them. You could probably pull off a joke, and he might be receptive of it. He might not.
How many threats did I get?
2 threats.
2 threats. That's enough threats for me to try. It was director. What was the last name?
He didn't give you a name. He just gave you the designation Watcher 7.
Watcher. That's what I was looking for. In this moment, Agent Lancer, as he's been addressed, will just be like nodding along, very serious, very much so listening. And when he hears that, do your best not to disappoint, he's gonna nod, and then there's gonna be that moment where like there's a pause, and everybody watching sees the half smirk happen. And there's enough of a pause for like the audience to go, "Oh no!" As Chav Visto says, "Director Watcher 7, sir. I only disappoint ladies in bed. You, I think, are going to be fine."
Oh man. This is gonna be a charm check against your fucking. What's your ability dice for charm?
Charm 1, but I got a thing where I can re-roll it once per session.
I'm gonna upgrade the difficulty for him because that is a pretty good joke. We'll see if he succeeds. Yeah. This guy's a very stoic individual. Yeah. 2 fucking triumphs. This dude's a fucking boss. Yeah, he's definitely the BBEG at this point.
So like I see him be stoic is like I have that like half smile developing into a grin, just kind of start and just like go right back into it.
Yeah, he kind of gives you this scowl as if he's trying to determine whether or not you're actually being serious. And he continues on.
Please don't ask me if I'm serious. The answer is going to be no, I'm not serious. I please all the women in bed.
We expect great things from you, Agent. You are in excellent company with Agent Killbolt, so we expect great results. Not great, excellent results. I'll be monitoring your progress. Watch 7 out. And with that, his projection dissipates from your view, and you are left with nothing but the visage of the hyperspace lane that you're traveling upon, left with the company of R6.
I doubt that I'm going to get any results, but Chav would, like after a beat of the call hanging up, just kind of like sigh for a second. R6, I know we're not going to get any results, but what can you pull me from the databases about this Watcher 7? I ain't going to get like his record, but if there's any sort of knowledge that's available to somebody in my position, it's still information on somebody who I just met.
What would that be? It's gonna be a computers check.
From R6, I hope.
Yeah. Against what's R6 up against?
How's R6 do on lay computers? Oh, not bad. Not bad. I'll take it.
Yep. Okay. Cool. It's gonna be a computers check. Daunting difficulty with a challenge of 3.
I can actually roll that for him now if you'd like me to.
Okay. Upgrade of 3. I'm gonna give it a setback because the ISB is thorough.
Yeah. Like he has anything to add to it.
I'm gonna go ahead and cash in a dark side token to upgrade it one more time to make it a challenge of 4.
Okay.
Here we go. Ooh!
Help me, R6. You're our only hope.
R6 goes to and begins to process your request. And he begins to populate the information on your computer screen before, and you begin to make out the beginnings of the word redact, and your computer screen surges, and R6 squeals, and his head unit spins around 360 as sparks flare out from him for a moment. So you get a sense that he just hit a firewall.
Alrighty. Any way I can like terminate that connection just to keep it still doing a thing, like even for the moment.
It's only momentary. R6 suffers a couple of points of strain for trying to access highly classified information. He comes once he comes back to, has no recollection of your request, and he just maintains a very quiet presence on aboard your ship as you're traveling at light speed.
All right. Well, in that case, and for the duration of Lightspeed, because he's got no one else to talk to, he'll just, well, I mean, I said that he would be doing research and stuff on the way, but like in any times that like things are loading or there's really nothing for him to do, he's just talking to R6 about whatever.
Yeah. You got a couple days of travel ahead of you. You have supplies, sufficient supplies to sustain you through travel for the time being. But by the end of this journey, you arrive at Nar Shaddaa. Meanwhile, that concludes Chav's arrival back to the campaign. We're going to transition to the sneak peek at this time of what happens 40 days ago back on Bespin. Oho, Eliza, moments after disengaging with the lost brother, right, coursing through the streets of the underbelly of Cloud City, the underworks of Cloud City, you can hear the whirring of blaster bolts and colliding with the blade of a red bladed lightsaber. Eliza frantically trying to find sanctuary, break line of sight with this haunting individual that is only meters away from you guys. You can hear the blades clashing as he makes contact, as he strikes down the Cloud City Wing Guard, along with the thugs of Vorst Tabarith and Arashen. Almost forgot. You guys had the whole city come down on you guys at this point. I forgot about that. You can hear him in the distance screaming, almost tormented by memories, as he cuts down these individuals around him, making his way towards you slowly. You guys arrive to the nearest turbo lift and begin your ascension. Eliza at your side, breathing heavily, contemplating her options of what do we do now. I've never gotten this close to an Inquisitor before.
That makes two of us.
What made you come back for me? You're a fool.
Says the lady with the lightsaber. A broken one at that.
I'm resourceful. I could have handled myself.
Could you?
She holds out her lightsaber. Moments before, as the moment replays in her mind, blades locked together, her blade, yellow blade beginning to flicker as its power begins to wane. Moments before his blade is able to pass through and strike at her down. The scene is, this exchange is interrupted as Oho strikes up with his own blade, stopping the blade from passing through and cutting down Eliza. The two of you standing side by side, defending one another from this maddened Inquisitor, donned in black armor that haunted the Jedi for years. Our scene returns back to the turbolift as your ascension to the upper levels comes to a conclusion, and the doors open up to the vibrant sky above Cloud City. We have to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Indeed. We do not waste time. We stick to the shadows. I know that you have your knowledge and your abilities and your skill. I have mine. So if we are going to get out of this, we're going to have to trust it. Trust each other. Understood?
I'm in no position to decline any assistance.
Good. I will be asking for much more afterwards.
I feared as much. We have to work together. Let's get out of here. I don't suppose you have a ship? Faster than the one I have, at least.
I'm sure I can figure something out. I have before. Thoughts too. Him stealing the car. Just like a couple of days before.
She chuckles. That's not necessary. We've already garnered enough attention. Let's just take what resources we have and get out of here. She directs, hands you coordinates to where her transport is located. It's best that we travel separately just to avoid detection as much as possible. You're better at sticking to the shadows than I, but I do not intend on being caught out in the open as well. So, meet me at this location. If I don't get there in time.
No. I do not just leave the one thing I care about just for you to not make it. So you will.
Trust in the Force. It shall guide you. Very well. Stick close. Let's get out of here. With that, the two of you emerge from the turbo lift and begin to enter into the city, utilizing the... What time did you guys leave Bespin at that point in the campaign? I think it was nighttime. Give me 1 second. I gotta refer to the old notes. old notes. GM notes.
Didn't we leave right after we got the gem?
Oh, it was morning. Yeah, it was morning time. So yeah, it's midday. You guys, by this point. So yeah, the streets are busy. So yeah, you got plenty of cover to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Easy enough, yeah. Utilizing the busy streets, the two of you maneuver through the city, virtually undetected, and make it to the spaceport where Eliza's shuttle is waiting. And the two of you make your escape and ascend out of the atmosphere and into open space. A breath of relief for the two of you, leaving behind what you know as the most dangerous threat that will constantly be on your heels from this time forward. Suppose we should make a quick stop at my home on Nar Shaddaa, gather some supplies. It won't be enough to hide ourselves there. We'll have to constantly be on the move. Now that we revealed ourselves to this Inquisitor.
Wouldn't be anything new.
Now that we have a moment to breathe, what is it you hope to gain from me? You seem capable already. I doubt there's little more that I can teach you that you aren't already familiarized with.
My ability to make sure that me and my brother survive did not happen because I thought I already knew everything. It happened because I always knew that there could be something more, and I did my best to prepare for whatever came next. That thing that we just faced, that's what's next. And I have not faced something like that before. And yes, I understand the Force, but I need to do better than that if I am to make sure that we survive whatever comes next, me and my brother. So whatever little you have to offer, I'll take it.
Very well. But if we're going to be forthcoming with our pasts, I must warn you, I haven't made it past the rank of Padawan before the Jedi Council was eradicated. But I can teach you some things that I've learned.
I hope so. Unlike you, my code's not as strict when it comes to my actions.
Something tells me that we need to learn to be more flexible going forward. But it doesn't hurt to rely on the code. That is our first step.
I think our first step is to make sure that we stay alive.
Indeed.
Then you can talk to me about codes.
I don't know about you, but my old bones could use a rest. You mind taking up first watch?
Go ahead.
She gets up from the controls and retreats in towards the troop compartment. This is a basic transport, nothing fancy. Fancy enough to come across as a person of import, so there is master quarters on this transport, but it's basically just a very generic transport, so nothing fanciful. No weapons to speak of, nothing of that nature. You input the coordinates to Dar Shaddaa and make the jump, while Eliza retreats to her quarters to meditate and contemplate the path forward, seeking guidance from the Force. Where the journey that these two embark on completely shrouded and unpredictable. Whether or not it lines up with the rest of the Core Atlas crew. That will be to be diced. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's session. Going forward, be on the lookout for a mini-series that we'll be publishing on YouTube in regards to Oho's training with Eliza and the trials of what he has had to face up until this point in time where we are with the campaign. This is day 7 that we're referring back to with Oho and Eliza. So we have 40 days of training that we have to break down. So the series will be published on YouTube exclusively. It will be a 30-minute to 45-minute mini-series. So I will make announcements on the Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, on when the first episodes will be published. Be on the lookout for that. Other than that, thank you for tuning in to tonight's episode of To Be Diced, Star Wars Edge of the Empire. We'll see you next time.